continue with our spell now that our little guest of honor has arrived.
Well, thank you for having me over. It's been so long since I've done hot pot.
Bring to a full rolling bubble. Add 2 drops oil of boil.
Oh, is that like garlic oil or truffle oil?
Add a dash of pox and a dead man's toe. Dead man's toe and make it a fresh one.
Yeah, that's new.
Add a bit of thine own tongue. 'Tis ready for tasting. Open up your mouth.
When you want a proper meal, sometimes you gotta do it yourself. So forget the Book of the Dead. Let's take a look at Hocus Pocus, the official cookbook. Hocus Pocus, the official cookbook written by S.T. Bendy with recipes by Elena P. Craig, is a Halloween-inspired collection of whimsical dishes and spooky seasonal treats. You'll find appetizers, mains, desserts, and even drinks that range from cute to legit pretty creepy looking. I'm looking at you, Spider Meatballs. The flavor text for the cookbook I didn't find particularly interesting. There are many callbacks and references to scenes and characters from the movies, but I actually think the most interesting things to read are the witchy incantations for some of the recipes. Their poetic structure is really fun to read, and I kind of wish that the book had more of that vibe and spirit. For the visuals, I'm really surprised that they went with drawings instead of movie stills. There are absolutely no images from the movies at all, and even the drawings don't look like their movie counterparts, so fans hoping for nostalgic film shots might feel a bit disappointed. Is this a rights issue or a stylistic choice? And they kept reusing the same illustrations throughout, which makes it feel kinda low budge. But maybe all the budget went to the recipe photos themselves, because those look fantastic. Super fun and full of Halloween themed backdrops, props, and settings. And the food themselves look really fun and funky, very eye-catching and perfect for Halloween parties. You've got everything from playful appies to full meal spreads and even some adult beverages. The punny titles and spooky presentation make them a great fit for Halloween gatherings. Unfortunately, a handful of recipes don't have accompanying photos, which is a bummer, especially in a visually driven book like this. But the recipes themselves look very fun, colorful, and creative. When Halloween comes around, sometimes you gotta prioritize the presentation, and the aesthetics of these dishes really look top-notch. Look super fun to assemble, and many of them would surely be showstoppers on a dining table. Now it's time to fire up the cauldron and get witchy in the kitchen. I'm gonna concoct 3 creepy recipes from the Hocus Pocus cookbook, so let's see what Halloween classics we can cook up. Now, Halloween is the time for trick-or-treating, but the treats I want to talk about are these awesome Japanese snacks from these Tokyo Treat and Sakura Co. snack boxes. Tokyo Treat is a fun and exclusive monthly snack box packed with Japan's coolest and craziest treats. Each month you'll get a rare Kit Kat flavor, limited edition chips, noodles, and the latest treats from Japan straight to you. This month's theme is Snacktacular Halloween, featuring limited edition Halloween snacks like these apple pie Kit Kats, honestly one of the best flavors of Kit Kat I've ever had, or these mystery marshmallows that have an awesome chewy yet soft texture, and this mini ice cream cone that's milky and crunchy. Sakura Co. is a monthly Japanese artisan snack box that supports local makers across Japan. Each box is carefully curated with traditional and seasonal snacks. This month's theme is Nikko's Autumn Splendor, where nature and history meet in breathtaking harmony. Enjoy treats like this Momiji Manju, which is smooth and comforting, or this walnut mochi with a really nice sweet savory contrast, and this strawberry jelly is just so refreshing to snack on. Aside from the snacks, I also love how they come with booklets that tell you more about the origins of the snacks and fun facts about Japanese culture. If you want to come home to a tasty little surprise every month and experience Japan in the comfort of your own home, then check out these Tokyo Treat and Sakura Co. snack boxes. Use the link in the description or use the code MisoHungrie and enjoy some Halloween treats from the comfort of your own homes, or give it as a perfect gift. Sarah Sanderson has a habit of snacking on spiders, though hopefully these pretty black meatball spiders are far tastier than the real thing. Just beware, those noodle legs might have a way to crawl right off your plate. In a small bowl, whisk together a half cup of tahini, 3 to 5 drops of black food coloring. You can also use black tahini, and in that case you can just skip the food color. Also add in 1 tablespoon of Worcestershire sauce and 1 teaspoon of paprika. Whisk this all up until everything is smooth and well blended. Once the mixture is ready, take 2 tablespoons of it and stir it with 2 tablespoons of water. Now toss a cup of packaged fried chow mein noodles into this thin sauce until they're fully coated. Spread the noodles evenly onto a lined baking sheet and bake them in the oven at 250 degrees Fahrenheit for 10 minutes. Once crisp, take them out and let them cool completely. Keep the oven on and raise the temperature to 375 degrees. While the oven heats up, use a food processor to blitz another cup of fried noodles until they become fine crumbs. Mix the remaining sauce mixture with a pound of bulk sausage, the fried noodle crumbs, and 2 tablespoons of minced shallots until combined. Scoop out about 2 tablespoons of this mixture at a time, roll it into a ball, and then carefully stick in 8 noodle legs, 4 on each side, so that each meatball looks like a little spider. Set your creations on the prepared baking sheet and bake them for 15 minutes or until an internal temp of 165 degrees Fahrenheit. While the spiders are in the oven, make the dipping sauce by whisking together a 1/4 cup of Dijon mustard, 1 tablespoon of apple cider vinegar, 1 tablespoon of honey, and half a tablespoon of chili paste or hot sauce in a small bowl. Once smooth, set it aside until you're ready to serve. Bring the whole creepy crawler platter to the table and serve the warm meatball spiders with that tangy dipping sauce on the side. The result is a playful mix of savory sausage, crunchy noodle legs, and just enough kick from the mustardy dip to keep your Halloween party guests enchanted. Back in California, tacos are a way of life for the Denizens, and Mrs. Denizen's roasted pumpkin tacos are a blend of California sunshine and Salem's Halloween spirit wrapped up in one plate. In a large bowl, whisk together 1 tablespoon of olive oil, 1 teaspoon of adobo sauce from canned chipotles, the juice of half a lime, half a teaspoon of salt, half a teaspoon of dried Mexican oregano, and a 1/4 teaspoon of ground cinnamon. Once combined, toss in 2 pounds of winter squash, such as sugar pie, acorn, butternut, or kabocha, which is what I'm using here. Peel, de-seed, and slice into 2-inch strips, then coat the squash thoroughly with a mixture. After that, arrange the slices in a single layer on a rimmed baking sheet. Roast it in the oven at 400 degrees Fahrenheit for 15 to 20 minutes until they're tender and just beginning to caramelize. While the pumpkin is roasting, set a large saute pan over medium heat and add 1 tablespoon of vegetable oil along with 1 chipotle pepper and adobo that's been drained and diced. Saute for about 2 to 3 minutes until fragrant. Then stir in 4 cups of frozen or fresh corn kernels and half a teaspoon of salt. Cook, stirring occasionally until the corn is browned up in spots, about 7 to 10 minutes. After that, transfer the corn to a large bowl and stir in 1 cup of chopped fresh cilantro, half a red onion that's been finely diced, and the juice of another half a lime. Set aside until it's time to assemble the taco. In the same pan, now on medium heat, melt 2 tablespoons of salted butter until it foams. Add in 2 15-ounce cans of black beans along with a reserved liquid from one of the cans. Then fill that empty can halfway with water and add it to the pan as well. Stir in 1 bay leaf, half a teaspoon of salt, a 1/4 teaspoon of garlic powder, and a 1/4 teaspoon of ground coriander. Bring everything to a low boil, then reduce the heat and simmer for 10 to 15 minutes until most of the liquid has reduced. Remove the bay leaf and use your spatula or a back of a spoon to mash most of the beans so the mixture thickens. I was having a hard time mashing these beans, to be honest, so I ended up getting some extra help from an immersion blender. To build your tacos, lightly grease a pan and warm some corn tortillas for 1 to 2 minutes per side over medium-high heat. Spread each tortilla with a layer of the black beans, then top with a spoonful of corn salad and 3 or 4 slices of roasted pumpkin. If you like, garnish with shredded cabbage, a sprinkle of cotija cheese, or a dollop of crema. Those roasted pumpkin tacos bring a little slice of California and a little magic of Salem straight to the table. Thackery Binx may have spent centuries prowling around Salem as a cat chasing mice, but the mice we're making are chocolate-dipped cherries that are equal parts spooky and adorable. Let's make some Thackery Binx treats. To start, empty a 13-ounce jar of natural bar cherries into a bowl and pick out 12 to 16 of them with long intact stems and keep those perfect cherries aside. Rinse them well in a fine mesh strainer and spread them onto paper towels to dry them completely. While they're drying, line a baking sheet with parchment paper or a silicone mat, then sort out about a quarter cup of sliced almonds into pairs. That's gonna serve as the ears. Also unwrap 12 to 16 chocolate kisses to go with the cherries and set them nearby as well. Those are going to serve as the head of the mice. Next, melt 1 cup of semi-sweet chocolate chips in either a chocolate melting pot or a microwave-safe bowl, heating in 30-second bursts and stirring until smooth. Once smooth, stir in a tablespoon of shortening to melt it all in. Hold each cherry by its stem, dip it fully into the melted chocolate, coating all the way up to the stem. Tap off any excess chocolate, then press the cherry onto the flat side of the chocolate kiss so the cherry becomes the body and the kiss forms the nose. While the chocolate is still warm, press 2 almond slices just behind the kiss to create pointy little ears. This was kind of hard for me at first because the heads kept tilting down, so I used a glass straw to help prop them up so they don't detach from the body. Continue the process until all the cherries have been transformed into mice. For the finishing touch, use a toothpick or a chopstick to dot 2 tiny spots for the eyes and stick on some small red nonpareils to look like small little eyeballs. Let the mice set for 10 to 15 minutes at room temperature or speed things up with 5 minutes in the fridge. Once the chocolate is firm, serve them right away or store carefully between parchment layers in an airtight container for up to 3 days. Now you've got yourself a little colony of Thackery Binx treats. Let's eat. We're gonna start off with these creepy little spiders. These look pretty freaky, but they taste pretty good. I love the nuttiness from the tahini, and the meatball has a really nice texture to it. The fried chow mein are really flavorful with a lot of heat and spice coming off of it, and the mustard dip is super strong too, but the tartness of it contrasts nicely with the meatballs. You know what? These never freaked me out when I was cooking it, but now that I'm eating it, it kind of really feels like I'm eating a fried spider because the legs are so crunchy and the shape and color looking so accurate is really messing with my senses. Pretty cool Halloween party dish, but on a regular weeknight, I would just make the meatballs without the black food coloring. Let's talk about these tacos. Gonna take a big bite out of this, and you know what? Pretty tasty also. Love the seasoning on the pumpkin, and that corn salad is so damn good. I really love the spicy kick from the adobo sauce and chipotle peppers. Feels very fresh compared to the average meat taco, but still hearty because the pumpkin is very filling. The only thing I'm not the biggest fan of is that it kind of lacks textural contrast. I don't find that the refried beans go that well with the pumpkin because it kind of feels like mush on mush. I did get the idea to use the spider meatballs in it, and yeah, it's way better. More flavor and better texture, but for a vegetarian taco, it's not bad. I would probably just replace the black beans with something crunchy, maybe just add more cabbage or red onions or kale or something. Finally, let's pop a mouse into my mouth. I mean, how can you go wrong with this? It's chocolate covered cherries and it's delicious. Add to that the crunchy bites of chocolate kisses and the almonds, but you know what? Surprisingly, my favorite part of this are the nonpareil eyes. It gives it the perfect level of crunch that goes so well with the creaminess of the chocolate. This is super easy to put together and would be a really cute addition to any Halloween themed party. So is the Hocus Pocus Cookbook any good? If you want a playful, spooky themed collection of fun Halloween recipes, then this book is a real treat. It's pretty visually different from the movie though, but anyone throwing a witchy get together will enjoy a concoction or two from this book.